Welcome back. We continue live right here on the Nightly Sports Call, Bordas and Bordas Hotline. All you have to do is call that number you see at 412-575-2600. We got a lot of calls, Gene, so let's get right back to them, all right?
Sure.
Brad in Duncansville, you've been waiting patiently. Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good, Bob. Hi, Gene. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Good. I have a Steeler comment and a Pirate question. My Steeler comment is that the Steelers need to cut down on the penalties. What do you guys think, Bob and Gene?
Yeah, and your other comment?
Do you think the Pirates will trade McCutchen, or do you think they'll hang on to him for another year?
Good question, and it's just a matter of time. Thanks, Brad. First of all, the Steelers penalties. That's a ridiculous total, Gene. You were up there.
13 is as many as they had in any game last year, and in that game, I forget against whom it was. They had 13 penalties, but for 99 yards. Yesterday was for 144 yards. I can't find a total higher than that in like recent Steeler history.
Now, some of them were stupid penalties. Some of them were over-aggressive penalties, and sometimes I have to, you know, I understand when guys say as a defensive back, for example, like what William Gay did, the ball's being bobbled, he's trying to make a play, you have a split second to make a decision. If you hit him high, okay, but I didn't like how that went down because there was no penalty for the longest time. How long did it take? You were there. Did those officials look at the replay?
Yeah, I think they did.
Are you allowed to do that?
I don't think you are.
But they did. I don't know what happened. All right, let's go out to Bert in Green Tree. Hey, Bert.
Hey, Bob. Finally able to get through to you. Two comments. Is what did you think of Ben's passing distance?
Arm strength down the field, that kind of thing? Or you mean you're talking about early in the game where they were just dinking and dunking?
Early in the game and just dumping the ball.
Yeah. I think they may have been a little surprised at the defense Greg Williams threw at them. Gene, what's your take?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like what they were doing there at all. I mean, I've seen Todd Haley call games where I don't understand what he's doing, but it's very successful, and you know, that's because he's smarter than I am. Yesterday, I didn't know what he was doing, and it wasn't getting anywhere. It was, you know, complete side-to-side stuff. It was like watching the East-West Shrine game out there.
It was. By the way, Brad had another question about McCutchen. This offseason will be a very interesting one for the Pirates, and they have to be aware of public relations when they do this as well. So what's your take on what they'll do with Andrew McCutchen?
I think they'll keep him around unless somebody does something
At some point,
stupid.
they'll trade him, though.
At some point, yeah, but I don't think it'll be before they get every last season ticket that sold they can.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. All right, we got Kevin in Plum. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, Bob?
Good. How you doing, Kevin?
Little thing to say. What I want to say is, once again, now that you know, everybody's talking about Penn State all day today, right? This is a Pirate comment. Once again, the ownership skates because they're not talking. They're talking about the Steelers, or they're talking about Penn State all day, but they're not talking about how Nicasio won them 2 saves the other night.
Oh, we are. I mean, we talked a lot about it over the weekend. I thought it was rather ironic.
Listen, Bob, everybody, I listened to Ron Cook today and them. They're talking about Penn State, but, you know, in another couple of days, the Pirates are going to be, once again, they're not going to talk about them anymore. And now we got to wait another 6 months. That's all I got to say. I mean, it's just ridiculous. They talk
victims
about
of their own
Penn State all day today, but they ain't talking about the Pirates.
There's nothing to talk about. That's the point. There's nothing to talk about with the Pirates because they stink right now. And the only thing you can say is bad stuff, and I think it's been addressed, Gene. Nicasio, that whole thing blew up in their faces. They look stupid for doing it. If they're trying to save money, maybe they saved a little pittance, but what do they get in the long run? They lost a guy who I thought they should have resigned, and when is that ever part of their thought process? Why not? He's good. Sign him.
That was done for the whatever it was, $600,000. You know, they tried this backdoor waiver deal which never works. Huntington thought it would just go through and nobody would notice it. You know, and then he had to come out and confirm that this move that made no sense actually made no sense. But, you know, I agree with Bob. I don't want to talk about the Pirates. I don't want to watch them. I don't want to talk about them. I mean, wake me in April, okay?
Well, Penguins will be starting soon.
Wake me in February for that.
All right, we're due for a break. We'll take it. Come back with more right here live on Pittsburgh CW.